If you know, you know. Now, we all know that Eddie Hearn wasn't as lonely this press conference as he was the last time he hosted a press conference in Saudi Arabia. Now, this press conference in particular, everybody just seemed to be very intense. Everyone seemed to be tight, and it just had a different feel to it. It could be the fact that it's the first fight in Saudi Arabia and it's just a different environment, or maybe because the negotiations for the rematch took a long time, where fighters were actually bothered and both teams were just trying to get the press conference on and get it rolling so they could be out of there. So regardless if it's either or, at the end of the day, Ruiz got what he asked for, which is more money to fight in Saudi Arabia. And Anthony Joshua didn't want to fight in the U.S., so he got what he asked for, which is to fight outside of the U.S., which is Saudi Arabia. Obviously, it's not London where he preferred. However, Saudi Arabia is the next best thing. It's better than coming to the U.S. Now, Ruiz confirmed that he's not partying too much. He knows he has a responsibility, and the fact that he won 3 belts in his last fight, he want to keep them belts. He don't want to just have a 15-minute of fame. He wanted this to be generational. He want to be a living legend. So at the end of the day, he stated he's not taking this lightly. He knows Anthony Joshua is going to be better prepared. So he stated he's going to be better prepared as well for the rematch. He only had a month or so to train for the first fight. However, he got more time now, and he knows he's going to be better prepared for the rematch. And I actually made a video on that. That's why I'm pointing it out. You know, I stated on my video, you don't want to end up being a Buster Douglas in the sport of boxing. And if you may ask why I made a video on that subject, is because I read a report on it. So I made a video on it. Now, I like Ruiz personally, and that's why I made a video on that subject, because I want him to come prepared. I want him to come to the rematch 100% prepared. You know, I don't want him to lose just because he's not as prepared as he was. Obviously, Ruiz could come not prepared at all and win the rematch, just maybe because he has the kryptonite for Anthony Joshua. But regardless, I want the best Ruiz to show up, because I know Anthony Joshua really wants to win the rematch, regardless if he's panicking or not, regardless if he's mentally there or not. Physically, Anthony Joshua is in the gym busting his ass off trying to win the rematch, so I just want Ruiz to do the same thing. And personally, as a fan, I'd rather Ruiz to win the rematch, because we will have an undisputed champion if he actually does so. Because we all know Ruiz and Wilder fight for the PBC. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Anthony Joshua stated that after the Ruiz rematch, he don't want to hear nothing about Deontay Wilder, because he froze him out when Anthony Joshua came up with that term. So on 78, Wilder responded to Anthony Joshua, and he stated after the rematch, no more excuses, let's make the fight happen. Then Eddie Hearn responded to Deontay Wilder by telling him leave Anthony Joshua alone. So why will I want Joshua to win when he gonna keep them belts and try to stay ducking Deontay Wilder forever? Because he don't want that smoke with Wilder, and this should make it clear. But getting back to the press conference, both fighters just claimed that they want to win the fight more than ever. They training harder than ever, and they kept it respectful. And when they faced off, however, you know, Joshua did look away at first, but the Ruiz was kind of look at him still. You know, he still wanted some smoke. You know, he still wanted some face-to-face action. But obviously, they both were respectful. As soon as Joshua looked toward him, Ruiz smiled and looked away. So I can't take nothing away from the face-off, because like I said, there's nothing to take from it other than the fact that AJ looked away first, you know, which is not a big deal. Like I stated, you know, at the end of the day, you see Manny Pacquiao smiling during the face-off all the time. And when it's fight night, we know the results. You know, you see Keith Thurman mean mugging everybody. And then when he tried to mean mug Manny Pacquiao, obviously Manny was just looking at him. But when it was fight night, we saw the results. So you can't really take too much from the face-off, other than both fighters seem to be really focused and want to win this fight more than ever. This is a big fight, guys. This is one of the biggest heavyweight fights this year. Besides Deontay Wilder and Ortiz, obviously, this is actually maybe the biggest fight of them all because AJ ended up losing a fight he wasn't supposed to lose. Now, Ruiz, on the other hand, like I said, I'm favoring him to win this fight. I just believe he has the kryptonite for AJ, so we'll see. Like I always say, subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't listen to these casual fans. Eddie Hearn did state that it's going to be a 16,000 stadium belt, so that's a decent number. For a place that doesn't have an arena whatsoever, 16,000 is pretty decent. And we'll see if a lot of people actually end up traveling over there. However, I know a lot of Saudi people and the people around from the Middle East will actually go to Saudi Arabia to witness the fight, since it's actually the first boxing match that got hosted over there. Obviously, beside Khan versus his last opponent, because that's not a big fight. I'm talking about a fight that actually matters, that's going to grab the attention of the world. So follow Lon2 Boxing on Instagram. All the links will be in the description box below. Subscribe to IKTV and click on the notification bell to get notified every time we go live and to be continued on the next episode of IKTV. Peace, and we out.